Kelly Ripa and Mark say final goodbye. The emotional moment that broke fans' hearts. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe. And now, let's begin today's video. Goodbyes are never easy, but when they come from someone, or in this case, two people who have been part of your mornings, your laughter, and your life for decades, they hit a little differently. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, the dynamic duo behind Live with Kelly and Mark, have shared more than just a show. They've shared their hearts. And when the time came for them to announce a major change, it wasn't just another TV moment. It was real, raw, and deeply human. Stay with me until the end, because what Kelly and Mark revealed about this next chapter in their lives may just change how you look at your own. For over 20 years, Kelly Ripa has been the heartbeat of morning television. From Live with Regis and Kelly to Live with Kelly and Ryan, and most recently, with her husband Mark Consuelos by her side, she's been more than a host. She's been a constant. Together, Kelly and Mark brought something rare to daytime TV. Not just chemistry, but authenticity. For so many viewers, watching Live with Kelly and Mark felt like joining two old friends at the kitchen table, laughing, teasing, confiding, and yes, occasionally disagreeing, but always with warmth and love. So when Kelly and Mark sat together on that familiar stage, eyes glistening and voices trembling, fans knew this wasn't just another announcement. It was personal. The set looked as it always did, the vibrant lights, the cheerful backdrop, the studio buzzing with energy. But the air that morning was different. Kelly's smile was softer. Mark's hand never left hers. As Kelly began to speak, her voice faltered. You could see the emotion welling up, not just in her, but in Mark too. Then, with a deep breath, she said the words that made hearts stop. "It's time for us to move on." The audience went silent. For years, people had watched them share not just celebrity interviews and funny anecdotes, but their real marriage, their stories, their struggles, their joy. And now, this moment felt like saying goodbye to family. Unlike most farewells, this wasn't scripted or rehearsed. It was two people speaking from the heart. Kelly thanked her audience for walking beside her for over 2 decades. Mark, visibly emotional, talked about how proud he was of his wife. Not just for her success, but for her strength. Their farewell wasn't about endings. It was about gratitude. Kelly spoke about how Live had shaped her life and how sharing it with Mark had made it complete. Mark, in turn, talked about how the experience deepened their bond, seeing his wife not just as a partner at home, but as a true force in the world. For so many who have grown up with them, their story mirrors their own. The career highs, the family priorities, the delicate balance between ambition and love, all wrapped into one deeply human moment. At one point, Kelly turned to the audience and said softly, "Time is precious, and I want to spend mine where it matters most." Mark squeezed her hand and nodded. That single sentence carried more weight than any headline ever could. Because in that instant, it was clear that this wasn't about walking away. It was about walking towards something. Toward family, toward peace, toward the life that exists beyond the cameras. For many viewers, especially in their 50s and 60s, that truth hit home. There comes a moment when we all reevaluate how we spend our time, when the things that once defined us begin to make way for what truly fulfills us. Kelly admitted that the decision wasn't easy. She feared letting go of something that had been part of her identity for so long. Mark confessed that he too struggled, not as a co-host, but as a husband watching his wife take such a brave leap. But together, they found the courage to do what so many dream of doing, choosing life, love, and presence over routine and expectation. Sometimes, Kelly said with a trembling smile, the bravest thing you can do is stop and simply be. And in that moment, the entire studio and millions watching at home felt the weight of that truth. Their farewell wasn't a door closing. It was a promise that the laughter, the honesty, and the connection they built would live on in a new form. Kelly and Mark reminded their audience that life isn't about clinging to what was, but cherishing what is and embracing what comes next. Their love story began on a TV set, grew through decades of marriage, and came full circle as they shared the same screen one last time, side by side. It was more than television. It was a portrait of partnership, imperfect, playful, but deeply real.
So when Kelly and Mark said goodbye, it wasn't just a goodbye to live. It was a goodbye to one chapter and the beginning of another, one rooted in love, gratitude, and the courage to embrace change. Because if there's one thing their journey has taught us, it's this: life moves fast, time is fleeting, and the greatest gift we can give ourselves and those we love is to be fully present in the moments that matter most.